will now have a look at the landscape of robotics in Thailand. Joining us for the session is Deputy Director of Academic Affairs from FIBO KMUTT Thailand. Our speaker is the founder of Hospital Automation Research Center, as well as co-founder and head of Innovation and Advanced Manufacturing Research Group. Please welcome Assistant Professor Supachai Vombunyong. Welcome, Professor Supachai. You may now start your presentation.
Hi, thank you very much. And today is my honor to present in this event, and very interesting. And again, my name is Supachai Vombunyong. I'm assistant professor at FIBO, or Institute of Field Robotics, King Mongkut University of Technology, Thonburi. And I actually am the founder of HAC, or Hospital Automation Research Center, which I will show you after my presentations. Like I will focus on the robotics and automations in hospitals as well. And before we go into that, I would like to show you the landscape of the robotics and automation and AI in Thailand. So today I'm going to present for the update on landscape of Thai robotics. And today, the presentation will cover, firstly, about the industrial target groups that we focus in Thailand now. As we know, the robotics automations are like big field, and is mostly the robotics and automations do like the support system, supporting technology for other technology. So it means that in Thailand right now, we focus on the S-curve and new S-curve. In total, we got 14 industrial sectors that were in the S-curve. And of course, the robotics and automations is one of the S-curve. And also the robotics automations play very important roles to support other S-curve as well. And then we will go to the demand in R&D in robotics and automations in Thailand. And now we go to the strategy, and the next one is a robotic cluster. This is one of the key strategy of Thailand robotics automation in order to create the cluster of robotics, which include the academics, include government sectors, and include the private sector in order to build up the robotics business in Thailand. And last but not least, I will talk about the focus on one of the industrial sectors that we focus on robotics and automations in medical and health. Okay. All right. Firstly, about the target industries. Actually, right now we have 13 S-curve in Thailand industry. Something like smart electronics, electric vehicles, and a lot of things. But if we talk about the target industries in Thailand, we talk about these 5 target industries that we try to employ and try to deploy adopt robotics and automations to help in these 5 industries, including automotive. The second one is electronics and electrical. The third one is agriculture, the food process, and last one is medical and healthcare. So if you look into these big pictures, this is the demand of robotics and automations. And we actually have the 10 years plan, which is include the short term, medium term, midterm, and the long term. So if you look across this canvas, we will say that, okay, in our strategy, the first 3 years from now, we call it short term, we try to focus on using robotics and automations to improve the productivity and cost reductions of the other business sectors, and of these five industry. And in this case, right now, I would say that in Thailand, most of the factories, we still not really use robotics and automations as many as it should be. One thing is because of the cost of this technology, and something like about accessibility, which is still quite hard. You need to be in very, very big field, and you need a lot of things, including system integrators, including some very technical consultant, and a lot of things come together. So that's why right now, not many factories. I mean, for small and medium-sized enterprise, it's very hard to access to the robotics technology. So in this short term, in this first 3 years, we try to make sure that majority of the business can access to this technology to help improving productivity. And the next one is in the medium term, in from 3 to 5 years. Um, when our robotics and automation business is quite strong, we create more opportunity. We're looking for more opportunity to use robotics and automations to create a big market. Just in Thailand first and in CRMV. And next one, after our ecosystem, our robotics and automation technology is very strong. In the long term, next 5 to 10 years, we're looking for creating the market opportunities globally or international level. So this one is a big picture of how robotics and automation in Thailand we're gonna go in next 10 years. Okay. Now, if we go down to each sectors, so I'll start with automotive industry. So right now, automotive industry, mostly, if we talk about industry 4.0, if we leverage based on that framework, right now, automotive industry in Thailand is around industry 2.5 to 3. We have a lot of robotics, we have a lot of things, but in order to make everything come together and make use of the big data, make use of the IoT, that one we're still in the plan we're going on. So right now in the first 3 years, we focus on the basic process like palletizing feeders with the robot, automatic inspection of QC, and next one, we go on for IoT for the manufacturing, with we call it on-demand manufacturing, or we use IoT and real-time monitoring and maintenance of the systems. And for the long term, we're going to enhance all these things into the next level. We're going to go to detailed monitoring of manufacturing process and of the corrections of automotive processing. So it means in the next 5 to 10 years, we're looking for a fully equipped in Industry 4.0. Okay, next one, the electrical and electronics industry. So right now, as the same as automotive industry, we are on around 2.5 to 3.0. So right now, for the first 3 years, we focus on improving the production line of this industry. Maybe we get best of using AGV and MR to improve the production process, and this will be done in the first 3 years. And next one, we move on looking for the supply chains and connectivity, and of course we will employing the IIoT for digital management and planning software and production as well. And the last one, we're going for enhancing all this capability to get to Industry 4.0. Next one about agriculture. As you realize that in Thailand, agriculture is one of the main business of our country, but unfortunately, right now, very little robotics and automations take part in this industry. So right now, from our informations that collected around Thailand, we are still in industry 2.0 to 2.5. So it means right now, mostly automations has been used in this industry. For example, just in the factory of food processing and things like that. But okay, right now we try to improve by using a lot of technology in here, we try to enable the things more productive, and we go down to the farming system. So right now, we do we invest a lot of monies in the projects in regard to smart farming and using AGV and AMR to do automatic farming as well. So this one will be done in the first 3 to 5 years, and finally, in 5 to 10 years time, we will focus on automated warehouse logistics and drone UAV and fully equipped smart farming, and is equivalent to Industry 4.0. And food processing, it's the same as agriculture. For in Thailand food processing industry is one of the biggest market as well. So, but unfortunately, again, right now, food processing industry we're still in 2.0 to 2.5, and this one in the first 3 years we try to improve the food processing production line. We use AI and automations in inspections, and we use in robotics for pick and place or some very easy tasks. But in the 3 to 5 years, we get down into the process itself. So we enhance the inspect of the food manufacturing process, use AMR and robot for primary food process. And in the next 10 years, we aim for using IoT and cloud computing service in order to use AI and very high technology to tackle the food processing industry as well. So, and finally, we try to reach in according to our plan. We aim for Industry 4.0 equivalent in next 5 to 10 years. Okay, and last but not least, the medical and healthcare. In Thailand, we try to make the strategy to be a medical hub, and so for sure, for medical and healthcare industry, we use a lot of robotics and automations. And right now, especially in we do research and developments and investment a lot in AMR and service robots, which include medical service and using the medical applications in more advanced applications. For example, the robot for surgery and the logistic systems in hospitals, and something like for supporting technology like IoT for smart sensors and things like that. And in the next 5 to 10 years, we actually focus on the optimizations of medical process or advanced medical data analysis or decision using AI. So this one out of the 5 industry that we focus, and all of them use robotics and automation to improve. So in order to get into that one, we have the strategic plan in the policy. Okay, there's 5 strategy. So the first dimension is about human resource. We have to improve the quality of the workforce in human resource in robotics, automation, and digital. So in this way, not just in university, but we spread our training, we spread our knowledge to all level, from the preschool to high school students to in universities, technical university, or after that. So not just only university, but the peoples in the factory, the people industry have to go back to reskill, upskill in order to get all robotics and automation skill as well. So this is one of the strategy for HID. Second one, system integrator. As we realize that robotics and automation is very rare case that we have the complete product just off the shelves, put it in, and it works. Very hard. So one of the key player of this one is the system integrators. We have to make sure that we have enough system integrator or SI that provide a service of customization, of designing for the robotics and automations to fit into the industry. This one is quite challenging. Right now, around Thailand, we have around 200 SIs. That is local SI, but according to our plan, we try to create and reach more than 1,000 SI in the next 5 years. The next one is about the curriculum development and training centers. Right now, especially for in EEC or Eastern Economic Corridor area, we set up the training center. We set up the training center that specifics in robotics and automations, from the development part, maintenance, and usage of robotics automation. This one is part of the HID plan as well. We have to develop the skills workers, and the one of the most effective way is putting the training center in that. And next one is about technology transfer. As we realize that robotics and automations, one of the key players of R&D is in universities and in the big companies. How we can make sure that all of these technologies that are still in the research, we can transfer to the private sectors or the real usage of this technology. So technology transfer is very important. So in this way, we create a lot of policies with tech incentive in R&D and a lot of policies that support this strategy. And last one, the improvement of CORE, which is Center of Robotics Excellence, and collaboration with the partners. CORE is a key of one key person. I mean, CORE is actually we call the Center of Robotics Excellence, but actually there's a group of universities and academics, and this group is work collaboration with government and private sector. If you see this one, this is a structure of the robotic cluster, which is CORE and the government, and TARA. TARA is Thai Robotics and Automation Association. So in this one, these three players, we work together to support the robotics technology from the academic side to implementations, and from the government, we support by using the policies in tax, supporting policy in investment and tech incentive. So all this structure will make sure that the robotics and automations in Thailand will be nicely implemented and will be used across country. And this is a game changer. So game changer. After we deal with the policy, this is game changer that we think that from right now to achieve our goals in the next 5 to 10 years. First one is about on-demand manufacturing or real-time inspection, IIoT. The second one is the e-commerce supply chains connectivity using IoT. The third one is enhancing monitoring and smart maintenance systems using AI. And the last one is auto corrections, optimizations of manufacturing using AI. Okay, that's all about the landscape of Thailand. But right now, I would like to give you some more idea about robotics and AI in health and medical applications, which is one of the target industry. So if you look into health and medical applications, we try to get the big pictures of the robotics in healthcare, and we can think about smart hospitals. So robotics and automations can help in a lot of activities in smart hospitals. For example, the logistics, the smart diagnosis, or some supportive technology, supportive assistive technology, and more advanced things like robotics for helping surgery and things like that. So benefit of having robotics in healthcare is, firstly, we can achieve the high quality patient care. The second one is operational efficiencies that we can improve, and the last one is safer environment. So type of the robots in hospital, we can categorize in 4 types. So the first one is mobile and service robot, and surgical robots, modular and exoskeleton, and the third one is social robot. So right now in Thailand, we have a lot of research and development organizations that working on those things. For example, if you go through one by one, the first one is we call DINSAR. This one is the patient's care part of patient's care social robot that used for communicate and used for take care of the elderly person. And the second one is the autonomous mobile robots that we use for hospital logistics. And the next one is the robot for social and logistics, and something like for COVID-19, we get disinfection robot, and all are commercialized. So we can see that right now in Thailand, we have the ecosystems that we not just about the research at university, but we can do the research to market. Okay. And on the second line, the surgery robot and smart IoT bed that help elderly persons to take care of them, and some robots that can take care of the elderly persons and can have employed very high level AIs and do for elderly monitoring. And the last one is assistive technology for rehabilitations. So that's all my presentations. Hopefully you can see a lot of things, a lot of landscapes of robotics in Thailand. And if you have any question, please feel free to ask. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much